So we were asked, let me just read the question. For this week, week 5, our question was, besides structure, what do you think makes poets such as Frost and Millay so different from Williams and Stevens? I just have a couple quick little points to make about it. Frost and Millay, I know we weren't supposed to look at structure, but I found that that was a really big difference. I found that Frost and Millay had more rhyme to it. It wasn't so much a pattern rhyme, like you would have a line and then that word would end, and then it would be another line, and that one wouldn't rhyme with the one above it, but then it would be the next one, the third line would rhyme with the first line. And that wasn't always the case with either one of them. It was kind of random. Frost and Millay's poems were a little longer than Williams and Stevens. However, Stevens wrote one called Sunday Morning that was very long. But other than that, Williams and Stevens were a lot, to me, they were shorter than Frost and Millay. I personally think that Frost and Millay's poems were a little deeper and they told more of a story, and that Williams and Stevens were a little bit random. Williams wrote about a red wheelbarrow that was extremely random, and Frost wrote a poem of two roads diverging, and it was basically like trying to tell you you need to make a decision in life. At least that's what I took when I read that poem in high school. Our second question was, which one do you think writes real poetry, or is poetry entirely subjective? And I wrote a little thing right here, and it says, to me, poetry is entirely subjective. Just because I believe Frost and Millay's poems have deeper meaning and I understand them better, doesn't mean that another person will agree with me. They may think and take more meaning from Williams and Stevens. All four of these people are wonderful poets. None are better None are a better poet than the other. All four are admired for the work they have published in the world and will continue to be admired for a long time. Basically, I just think that it's subjective because it's an opinion, because it's not fact that Frost and Millay are better than Williams and Stevens, or vice versa. It's completely subjective and opinionated that you personally, as a person, think that these two people are better than these two people. It's not, textbook written that so and so is better than so and so. It's just entirely subjective and opinionated. And it's personal preference on what kind of poetry you like. And I'm not saying that there aren't poems from Williams and Stevens I don't like that I enjoy. There are tons that I enjoy by both of them, but I prefer to read Robert Frost and Millay. That's all I got. Okay, bye.